over to you, sir.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to thank you for coming to hear the good news concerning boxing in Zimbabwe. We are going to hold a national championships dubbed the Championship Night, which is going to be very historic in so many ways. Firstly, that we will have the highest number of championships at stake. Up to about 10 championships will be fought for on the 13th of October, Saturday, this coming month. Why is it so historic? I can assure you that even within the continent, there's never been such number of championships fought in one boxing bill. The reason is that for promoters around the world to have 10 championships taking place in one bill is very costly and absolutely profitless. But however, in Zimbabwe, boxing is taking place from the basis of charitable hearts like myself. I'm not new to this game. Most of you are already aware that I'm very much synonymous to the sport of boxing in Zimbabwe. We don't have sponsorship, and we feel that if we have only one day for the championships, because just to recap, the number of championships in Zimbabwe at the moment, you'll be so shocked to know that we only have 4 champions in Zimbabwe, national championships, that is, in boxing. 2 in women boxing and 2 male boxing. So it's really pathetic. And you know, boxing has been in the doldrums for some few years, and we really started in full earnest to resuscitate the sport beginning of this year. Yes, I must admit that the change of the political climate in the country really urged me forward to put more effort in resuscitating the sport. So the environment at the moment is more conducive, more friendly, because remember, boxing had almost died because we had pulled out of the Commonwealth some few years ago. And the Commonwealth route was the most lucrative route for our boxers to be rated by the WBC. Unfortunately, when we pulled out of the Commonwealth, boxing got into the doldrums it has been for the past several years. We were confined to competitions within the region, and our boxers unfortunately became simply punch bags within the region, in Zambia, in Namibia, in South Africa, and really we suffered quite a serious drawback. However, now we are very committed. Mau Boxing is very committed with the current environment, with the current situation, and the current prospects of going back to the Commonwealth, and also having a lot of talent which has been lying dormant. Since the beginning of the year, we've managed to hold 3 boxing bills, and in those 3 boxing bills, more than 100 boxers have participated. So now we have a register for professional boxers, which is probably 10 times more than what we had in January this year. So we are ready really to conquer the world, to conquer the continent and to conquer the world. On the 13th of October, the other reason for having the 10 championship bouts is that if you have to fight for the regional championships or the continental championships, surely one has got to be a champion in his own country. Even in soccer, I think you can remember that if you want to play for a club in Europe or anywhere else internationally, surely you should have played for your country a number of times in order to really raise your profile. So this is exactly what we're trying to do. Our champions, we're raising the profiles of our champions matchmakers around the world, yes, they look at your record. It can be a very impressive record, but they will always ask the question, is he a national champion of that country? So really, when we have, at the end of the day, on the 13th of October, when we have an added 10 champions in Zimbabwe, we will be fully ready to be, palatable to the matchmakers within the region as well as internationally. Within the ABU, where I attended their biannual symposium in Uganda, Kampala, 2 weeks ago, ABU now is divided into 4 regions: West, East, South, and North. And we're in the Southern region. And now, from now onwards, unlike the times of our champion Manucci, from now onwards, you cannot challenge for the Continental Championship, that is the ABU Championship, if you are not a regional champion of ABU. So the route is still the same. It is now different. You've got to be the national champion in your country, and then the regional champion of ABU. Then you can challenge for the continental champion in ABU. We are coming up at the right time because the prospects of rejoining the Commonwealth are very high, and the route of ABU to WBC and the Commonwealth to WBC, they are equally beneficial to our boxers. Whether you take ABC route, whether you take Commonwealth, both routes will be very, very helpful for our boxers to be exposed to the international and world governing bodies. So on the 13th of October, I said already that this is all charity. We don't have sponsorship. That's why we are really churning out, boxers in a massive fashion, because we've got nothing to lose. At the end of the day, we're already losing. We've got nothing to lose, but we've everything to gain in terms of investing in our boxers. And we can assure you from Mau Mau Boxing that our aim in the next 18 months is for Zimbabwe not only have a world champion, but world champions. And I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to happen as long as we are alive. And we're working very hard to achieve that goal. By the end of this year, we will be so happy that we would have held more than 5 tournaments, which is quite phenomenal. We are moving back to the old days when we could hold a tournament every month. That helps to keep our boxers so busy, and that helps to build the record of our boxers so that they can be noticed abroad, around the world. I can assure you that there is nothing more important than the record of a boxer. Every matchmaker around the world looks at the record of a boxer. So it's not really a matter of just win and lose, but the performance of our boxers. So really, I can assure you that Zimbabwe, before the year's end, will be fully back on the boxing map, international boxing map, mostly because of the efforts of Mau Mau Boxing. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like to appeal to the media in general that this sport can never grow from strength to strength without your support. There is no sport in the world, in actual fact, which can ever develop, which can ever grow to greater heights, to dizzy heights, without the full support of the media, both the print and the electronic media. So I kindly urge you to come on board and support this noble sport, because it is going to, it's a pride. It will be the success of boxing will be a pride of everybody in Zimbabwe. The same applies to the success of any other sport. Will be pride of our nation. And the other thing is that on this day we are, through a relevant protocol, through relevant channels, we are trying to invite the new Minister of Sport, who is a sports person herself, Kelsey Coventry, Minister Kelsey Coventry, to be the guest of honor on the 13th of October, so that we also appraise her. She can witness, personally, in real time, the kind of talent which is going to be under her command as she goes forward as the Minister of Youth and Sports. So it is going to be a great day, because the tournament is for free as usual. We are not charging anybody, but all the expenses are paid for. The boxers will be paid for. And as I say again, the only joy we will get out of all that investment is the success story which emanates out of the tournament on the 13th of October. Thank you.